Hello, welcome to EMC News on Lone Star Community Radio. I'm Margie Taylor, and we are recording live from downtown Conroe, right next to the Crichton Theater. We're here every Monday at noon till 1 o'clock. It's a beautiful day outside. Columbus Day, I believe, is the holiday, and most of the schools and possibly most of the banks are not open today. So we are hoping to give you some good news about things that are going on in East Montgomery County, Porter, New Caney, Splendora, and Cleveland, Kingwood, and surrounding areas. So today we welcome Jack Wieghat, Vice President and owner with his family of Trinity Armory in Cleveland. This is a family-owned and operated outdoor rifle range, indoor pistol range, and state-of-the-art training simulator with over 1,000 scenarios, including zombie attacks. And, of course, they sell firearms, supplies, and ammunition for most makes. What makes them unique is their facility for law enforcement training and other things. And we will find out more from Jack shortly. So, a little bit of information. Porter Spartans defeated Dayton 44-42 in a very close game last week. New Caney Eagles dominated the Humble Wildcats 42-11, and Splendora Wildcats took a loss against Mount Bellevue. But this week, Splendora will play against Porter at 7 p.m. Friday night at Texan Stadium in New Caney. New Caney is off this week. The Fall Extravaganza is coming October 27th from 5 to 8 p.m. with a costume contest, rides, petting zoo, camel rides, games, and candy, all free at the MCED complex by the library. The Speed Sports Racing Track is gaining momentum. Imagine that. Private garages are in place. The kart shop and main building are ready for the interior finishes. It's going to happen. Alan Rudolph Racing Academy is almost ready to take challengers on as well. Let's talk a little bit about Valley Ranch. This is the largest shopping district project in the greater Houston area, and it's in our own backyard. Yes, East Montgomery County. It's deemed to be larger than the Woodlands Mall. It will be 1.5 million square feet. Bam! The outdoor amphitheater will seat 10,000 people, and the medical district will be 500,000 square feet. There's even going to be a full-service hotel with a conference center and office space, Sam's Club, Hobby Lobby, the Signature Kroger, and many shops and restaurants. We look forward to that, and as you know, Academy had their grand opening and ribbon cutting a couple weeks ago. All local candidates for New Caney and Splendora ISD Board of Trustees are welcome to contact me to become a guest on the show Monday, October 31st, the Halloween special. No tricks, just a special treat from me, your host of East Montgomery County News. You can call me at 936-828-6881 for additional details or send me a message via EMC News on Facebook. So some upcoming things going on this week. Tomorrow night is the East Montgomery County Republican Women, and they meet for social at 6:30, and their meeting starts at 7 p.m. at the East Montgomery County Senior Center. Everyone is welcome. The guest speaker, I believe, will be County Judge Craig Doyle, who also was on our show last week. So, again, that's tomorrow at 7 p.m. at the East Montgomery County Senior Center over by Bull Salas Park. Wednesday, October 12th, will be the Observer Luncheon at Homewood Suites from 11:30 to 1. The public is welcome, and it's hosted by the Observer and Greater East Montgomery County Chamber. RSVP online with the Chamber. The new member Business After Hours is also hosted by RE/MAX Rewards beginning at 4:30 p.m. at RE/MAX Rewards located at Highway 59 in Porter. Wednesday, this must be wrong. Hold on. We already had the monthly luncheon last week. So the ribbon cutting this week with the Greater East Montgomery Chamber is at Planet Beach, and that will be Thursday, October 13th at 11:30 at Royal Forest Drive in Kingwood. So a couple of upcoming things. This Saturday, October 15th, there will be a breakfast from 8 to 10 a.m., hosted by the New Caney Shrine Club at the Sam B. Crawford Masonic Lodge. The motorcycle ride begins at 10 a.m. and is $35 per bike, and you'll be riding to Woodville, having lunch, and then back. If you're interested in joining the motorcycle ride, you can contact the president, police chief of Roman Forest, Stephen Carlisle, at 281-222-4251. And as an added feature, we will be hosting the Masons and the Motorcycle Club and the Eastern Star next Monday at noon on EMC News. Wednesday, October 19th, is Breakfast Connections beginning at 8 a.m. at Kingwood Medical Center. That's a week from this Wednesday, and it is free to anyone interested in networking and helping to increase your business. Thursday, October 20th, is Thirsty Thursday at 4:30 p.m. at Longhorn Steakhouse. Some dates to remember is Saturday, October 22nd, is the medication take back, and this is from 10 to 2 at the East Montgomery County Courthouse on US 59. No questions asked, whether you have old prescriptions, new prescriptions, even some illegal drugs. No questions will be asked. You can drop them off and be done with it. Again, that's October 22nd. That's a Saturday from 10 to 2 at the courthouse. Friday, October 28th, there will be Movies for a Mission at 6:30 p.m. with a $10 cover charge to benefit Mission Northeast at Hometown Suites, complimentary food and drinks. This is East Montgomery County News, and I'm Margie Taylor, your host, and this is a little bit about what's going on and what's happening, and we will be right back with Jack from Trinity Armory in just a few minutes.
EMC News, your local news from EMC every Monday at noon on Lone Star Community Radio.
When medical emergencies happen, trust your best neighbors ever for extraordinary emergency care from board-certified physicians. Neighbors Emergency Center is making lives better by providing exceptional medical care for you and your family, 24/7, 365 days a year, with little to no wait time. With Montgomery County locations in Porter and Kingwood, Neighbors Emergency Center is there for you. For more information on Neighbors Emergency Centers, please visit them online at nec24.com.
Want to know what's happening in East County? You're listening to EMC News on Lone Star Community Radio.
Hello, we are back on EMC News, recording live from downtown Conroe, and I am your host, Margie Taylor. Of course, you just heard the little sponsored ad from Neighbors Emergency Clinic, and they are the ones you want to trust for the best extraordinary care 24/7. So, we are here with Jack Wieghat. I just wanted to make sure I pronounced that right. With Trinity Armory. Good morning. Good afternoon. How are you, Jack?
How are you doing?
Good. So, what is Trinity Armory?
Trinity Armory is formerly known as Cleveland Police Supply Incorporated. We are a family-owned and operated business. My dad's 37 years of law enforcement, and my 10.5-year Army career that I had until I ETS in 2008.
Okay. And so, how long was this in the planning stage?
As far as the planning goes, this has been a family dream from years ago before my little brother was killed in a car accident. This is something that we all had tried to do a long time ago. And things took a drastic turn back in 2000 when we lost my brother Kurt in a car accident. And some other things happened. Of course, 9/11 happened, and I was deployed several times overseas. I come back, and then I talked to my dad. My dad sat me down and said, son, why don't you try just answering the phones? I said, all right, I'm going to try it out. And next thing I knew, this blew up into something that now I have a love and passion for like nothing other ever before. But it's a new legacy that I'm going to carry on with my family, and I plan on carrying it on to this. It's just a beautiful thing, and I'm just proud to be here. I'm blessed to be here with my family who's supported me along this way with the dream, and I'm looking forward to serving the community.
You recently had a ribbon cutting and a grand opening, and when was that?
That was about 4 weeks ago, I believe.
Something like that. So, you were embraced, and I say you as in, your business there, Trinity Armory, by lots of local law enforcement. You have the Sheriff's Department of Montgomery County, you have Liberty County, you have Harris County, you had Conroe PD, Conroe ISD. What are some of the people that work with you there?
Some of the people, all my staff is either prior law enforcement, prior military, except for a few. We do have a couple civilian employees. But, it's not really about that. It's just about what everybody brings to the table, because I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for my friends and family. So I want to give them credit for sticking with me through this. It's been a long road, 4 years getting here, but it's just going to pay off, and I'm looking forward to sharing that with the public.
Well, you have a beautiful facility. I, of course, have been there. And you have both an indoor and an outdoor facility. So you have the shop where you sell armored. I don't even know how you say it.
It's all right. No, it's not just a gun range. It's not just a training facility either. It's more like a family home environment. That's what we shot for with the open floor plan. If the people that have not had a chance to come see us, I'd really love for y'all to come out, because y'all really missing out. What we have to offer is unlike any others, and our staff as a whole too not just has unique knowledge, but also has something that they can share with the public as well for safety and their well-being as well.
So you have all kinds of ammunition that you sell there, all kinds of firearms, but you have a indoor pistol range and an outdoor rifle range?
We have a covered pistol range, and it's capable of handling up to 50 BMG. Our rifle range is out to 300 yards. We do, however, shoot a 50 there. If you haven't heard, we do rent a Barrett M107 there for $10 a round. If you had never shot one before, it'd be a good chance to come out and check it out.
So it's exhilarating.
Very.
Okay. So your dad is also in law enforcement right now. Your dad is the new police chief of Splendora.
That's correct.
And prior to that, he was
assistant.
In Harris?
Yeah, he was in Harris County Precinct 4 with Mark Herman.
Okay.
He's the assistant chief deputy there, and has recently retired, and also carries a reserve status there.
So you have a program to facilitate a training facility for law enforcement. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, the training, it's unlike other, and I'm not trying to take nothing away from anybody else, but the way I see it is, and the way I preserve is, it's not just a training. I look at it from a different aspect, only because my father, who's also in law enforcement, but I also take my military background. I've combined it over the years and worked with my father very closely, and it's something I saw a calling for. Just as well as I do, that the law enforcement communities had a pretty rough patch this past year.
Sure, absolutely.
We're trying to reach out to the law enforcement community, get them back, and train as you fight, if you will. And what I mean by train as you fight is having the tools necessary to go out there, and not just that tools necessary, but also the training necessary to conduct what they need to do on day-to-day tasks. And with that comes, I'm also an AMTEC less lethal, instructor that I use less lethal devices. So, i.e., your beanbag rounds, your salt, your smoke, your CS, your pepper spray, all that stuff, and you can get certified.
So you offer those certifications there?
Yes, ma'am, we do.
Okay.
We actually just did a demo for our grand opening this past weekend on October 1st. If y'all did not get a chance to come out and see us, y'all missed out a beautiful showing. I had a chance to show some of the local law enforcement communities, DPS, Montgomery County Precinct 4, Harris County Precinct 4, and Splendora, and I believe Liberty County Sheriff's Office was out there as well. And I thank y'all guys for coming out.
So you not only have the concealed handgun classes, but you offer the pepper spray. What about that taser thing?
That's just now, from what I understand, is being released back to us. For a while, Taser International took the training from us due to a couple incidents out there. They are now supposed to be releasing that. I believe the cartridges are no longer have to keep tabs on, so when they discharge them. So we are looking into that as well, bringing that back to the.
So the public can
Yes, ma'am.
do
that's
that?
correct.
I didn't know that for
Yes,
sure.
ma'am. They have a civilian version and they have law enforcement variants. The law enforcement variants are controlled through them directly for their own personal instructions. However, the civilian side, they do have local places that they're allowed to buy those cartridges and the tasers itself, and we can do proper training through the classes that we provide there as well.
That sounds like it would hurt. Have you ever been tased?
I have not. That's one thing I don't want to experience personally,
Yeah.
but everything else we do, like I said, we're going to just talk about it. We do it there. So if they'd like to come out and experience it or have questions, come see us.
Well, and you have some really interesting firearms on display there. Tell me about some of those that you have.
I have a few toys, as I like to call them, tools, whatever you like to call them. It's just, main thing is I just love what I do. I really do. I'm really blessed to be here, and I'm blessed to share with the community and law enforcement exactly what we do there. And one of the main things I like to do is show off a few toys that, are actually a sport to shoot. And i.e., what I'm referenced to is the Barrett, the 50 cal. If you never shot one of those guys and ladies, it is freaking awesome. And one of the things that else we'd like to show off is the tracking points. If you've never heard of the tracking point rifle, it's one of those rifles that you actually you can actually tag your target even out to 800 meters, and still even at 17 miles an hour, the gun does not go off when you pull the trigger until you're on that tag where you tagged your target. So it's very, very, that's the loss of words.
On point.
Yes.
On point. So it sounds like a missile almost, like when
you're
it's
out
like
there
a
laser
and you see
beam.
those.
Let's just put like a 007 laser beam. But
Right.
it's really awesome. And it's just fun.
When would you use that?
It's safe. You can actually use that anywhere if you have a deer lease or whatever case may be, or even if you're just in the mountains shooting from one side of the slope to the other for goats or whatever. But it's just something to be more safe. We do practice safety first and foremost. Regardless of what age you are and what your background in training. We'll go out of our way to prevent that, and we want the community to know that we're here to teach those schools, not just for children, but also for adults. So if you've never owned a firearm before or would like to experience it, we do have weapon rentals there as well as classes, one-on-one classes.
So is this getting into peak season for you with hunting season coming up? And is it bow season or anything like that?
The archery,
Tell me
we
about
are
that.
expanding the archery right now as we speak. We just had a meeting on it last night. I'm not going to lie. I'm not 100% with that stuff. It's been a long time since I played the archery side, but we are looking for a individual to step up to the plate that knows how to restring them, set them, sight them in, all that stuff like that. Because we would like to offer that to the public as well. But right now we do not currently offer that.
And when does hunting season start?
Well, bow season started October 1st, if I'm not mistaken, and deer season, I believe, is a month away.
So November generally, right? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
like 1st of November.
And
or something
speaking
like
of
that.
hunting and fishing and archery, we also just now got our computers and equipment to not only sell hunting license but also fishing license at our facility as well. That's
Very nice.
We'll be offering.
And you're not that far away. I mean, from Splendora, it's just up the road to Cleveland.
Yes, ma'am. You
And-
take exit Cold Spring Road, exit 2025.
Right.
Turn on County Road 388 off right there in front of Love's truck stop.
Love's Truck Stop. I remember that. So you also have some interesting simulators.
Yes, ma'am. That's
I saw you
also,
smile. Tell me about that.
the simulator is something we're really proud to offer and share with the public. It's unlike just your toys and shooting your zombies and all that stuff, which is awesome too, by the way. It's fun. But
I like shooting zombies.
the best thing about it is actually give people hands-on experience, not just the training as far as shooting the game, whatever you want to call it, but it's also you can put the training beside with it, so you're not just teaching them the fundamentals. It's safe first and foremost. You don't have any loaded firearms in there. It's a laser tag type simulator, but it's realistic. It's a 15-foot screen. We take people in there and we can actually set them down and take step by step. Not just carjackings, not just ATM robberies, bank heist, target shooting. You want to shoot Old West style against like a gunslinger like John Wayne back in the day. I mean, there's very realistic simulations there, and we can take those simulations and actually incorporate it into real everyday life. and turn it into a more of a first-hand experience and what to do and what not to do, and we can coach them with a peace officer that's in the room with them and actually teach them what to do and what not to do in case of an emergency. Your family.
So it's just another way of training
right,
people.
Absolutely. Training
for real life
yes,
situations. And you have that where it's not just individual, but you could do it with a team of a couple of people
up to 6 shooters at a time. Yes,
6 shooters. Okay, well that's cool. So tell me about this competition in advanced weapons and training tactics. What is that?
I believe you're referring to AWAT. AWAT's a
that's what that is.
Yes,
okay.
ma'am. We just teamed up with them, and it's something that we can offer not just me and my father, but also law enforcement as a whole. These guys are completely certified, not just through the NRA, but also for CCLO certification. So we can actually, the officers that come to our range for training will get their 8 hours occurred pay, in other words. So they're getting paid while they work, and that's exactly what we'd like to offer. It's not something that we're just going to talk about today. We're also going to share it with y'all and the community. And we want the community to know that we're working very hard on reaching out to local law enforcement communities and letting them know what we are and what we are about and what we're going to be doing here in the next couple of years.
So you offer these classes, training, and all that, AWAT classes,
correct,
to law enforcement at a special rate as well, don't you? I
yes,
mean, that's a
that's
special
correct.
thing to help
yes,
them
ma'am.
out
That
in the
is
community.
Specifically directed towards the law enforcement community and military if they so desire. The main thing is law enforcement, our local guys. Without them, we're nothing as well, and our community. So I want to reach out to them if y'all listening today to come by and see us. And we got some flyers, some brochures, and different things to actually break it down. Michael Rodriguez is the president of AWAT. You're welcome to reach out to him. We have his business cards and everything there at the facility. If you'd like to speak to him, let me know. I can arrange a meeting for your department guys, and then we'll go from there.
Sounds great. So I'm going to ask you another quick question,
Sure.
and then we'll get back and take a little break. So you sell machine guns there?
We do sell machine. We do. Yeah, we've been asked
How
that a lot.
often do you sell machine guns?
Well, they're few and far between right now due to the current administration that's going on. I mean, it's I'll back up a little bit.
Okay.
Machine guns are, people hear machine guns, they think, oh my God. But it's really, if y'all have never shot one before, we're going to be renting those out as well, doing some renting and some demos here pretty soon, upcoming weeks and months. We also have November 5th, we have a Life for Valor Shoot that's coming up that I'd like to share with y'all. It's going to be something that's, if you haven't had a chance to experience that, it'll be something y'all probably love to see and come by. That's something else that AWAT is doing for us. We got so much beautiful things coming up that I'd love to share with all y'all. I hope I have time. I don't mean to rush. But,
we have time. We have time.
So
we're going to talk about that.
One of the main things I guess what I'd like to share with everybody, if you haven't had a chance to come see us, please come out. We have a lot to offer for bang for the buck, and not just that, but just the overall family experience you experience when you walk in through our doors and see.
Okay. Well, we're going to come right back with more about Trinity Armory, and Jack will explain about things he has coming up, memberships and fundraisers and all kinds of things. I'm Margie Taylor on EMC News, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Stay tuned to the EMC News Hour with your host, Margie Taylor.
Animals of all shapes and sizes are welcomed at Big Thicket Vet in New Caney with vet services like extensive health exams, vaccinations, heartworm, tick, flea prevention, along with experienced and trustworthy emergency and urgent care. For more information on Big Thicket Vet in New Caney, visit bigthicketvetnc.com or locally at 18403 FM 1485 in New Caney, Texas.
Stay tuned to the EMC News Hour with your host, Margie Taylor.
Hello, we are back on EMC News, recording live from downtown Conroe. Isn't it a beautiful day? I was outside this morning about 3:30, and it was 50 degrees outside. I had to throw on a sweatshirt, and that actually was the first time in many, many months. So I was kind of excited about that. And I think our humidity's down a little bit as well. So we are here talking with Jack from Trinity Armory. And he mentioned something a couple times that I want to explore a little bit more. Train as you fight. Tell me, what are you saying when you say that? Because I know you have some military background.
Right.
So explain
what I mean
that
by
a little
that, train as you fight, is you're both your hand to hand, your weapons tactics. It's using real firearms. It's not just walking through the movements, but also following through with the movements. And when I mean follow through with the movements, I'm talking from start to finish. You obviously you want to crawl, walk, run, but one of the things we offer at Trinity Armory Incorporated is that very thing, train as you fight. And what I mean by train as you fight is to go all the way. So we have the ability to use live rounds for the law enforcement guys. We start off, they got different stages. We have 4 levels of that. And if they'd like to attend or ask for more information, you're more than welcome to reach out to us. We also have Trinity Armory Incorporated website, our Facebook page. You can also check us out there, like it, and see what our range looks like. Facility. We're also improving and growing right now. But to get back to your question, to train as you fight, it's something that I learned through the military after being in 10.5 years, and it's not just something that you practice every day, but you really don't understand the benefits of it until you're there. And when I was sent to Iraq in 2003, at the invasion of Iraq, I'll never forget that feeling when that NBC alarm went off. And we were asked to don our gas mask and our mop suit and all that stuff like that. Back at Fort Hood, before we deployed, we used to practice day in, day out, day in, day out, day in. 8 hours a day. And it's hot in Texas. We'd sit there, we'd complain, of course, joke, laugh, cut up. But when that incident happened that particular evening or that night we were rolling through, it changed everything. My whole perspective on things, the way I looked at things, my understanding of train as you fight, because that's the same words that my instructor used, and when we're in the military to teach us, and it opened my eyes. And so now I want to open these law enforcement guys' eyes, because I don't think they understand the full value of training until it happens. They joke, they laugh, they do the same thing we did in the military until it happens. And I want these guys to be aware and to be able to benefit from what I've learned over the years and take that and teach them the very thing that I've learned. And hopefully it saves a life, many lives, not just theirs, but also God forbid they have to defend our public. I'd love for them to have that extra edge against if there is an active shooter.
And that's what I wanted to ask you about too. I wrote a note as you were talking. Active shooter. People have been working on offering training and things that you need to be aware of your surroundings all the time. Do you offer that? Is that kind of the same thing you're talking about?
Yes, we do. The whole stay alert, stay alive is another thing we joke about from time to time at my facility, but it's very true to this day. Even when you're walking to your car, most people don't pay attention. Most people when they're driving don't even pay attention anymore. They don't look in their rearview mirrors or side mirrors to see if they're being followed. There's so many things that we take for granted here, and I'd like to I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's something that the American people as a whole, we all need to police ourselves up and to be more alert, because we are in a dangerous time, and we all need to we've been blessed for our men and women serving overseas. It's protecting us from all these things. But I can promise you, if it ever makes it to this ground, this side of the world, there's going to be some things that need to change. And unfortunately, we're doing our best to protect that, but to prevent it, the best thing to do is train and practice. And that's where the train as you fight comes in, because if you train as you fight and the need or the incident should occur, they'll have the proper tools, proper tactics, and the proper equipment to combat those areas.
So when you train as you fight, do you also prepare people if they didn't have a handgun on them, what they would do or how they would react?
That's correct. We do offer hand-to-hand as well. That's something that we can up the ante on. That's where you'd have to sign a release of liability on that, because it is true hand-to-hand. It's not a karate class, if you will. It's hands-on.
Okay. More physical, sounds
yes,
like. So are you of the belief that if someone were to come in here, say the radio station right here and now, you look at whatever you can to stop them, whether it's throw the table, throw the chair, do something to offer more time, and do you stay and fight or do you flight, that kind of thing?
Well, obviously, every scenario is different. You can only practice and train for those scenarios up to a point. But, right now, I watched y'all lock the door. It's one of the things I was watching the whole time before.
Did he lock the door? I didn't even notice.
He locked the door. I was paying attention.
You were paying attention?
Oh, yeah. So I'm always aware of my surroundings at any given time, because it's just how fast things can go wrong. But it's very adamant of him to do that, because, today's time, some of us get very relaxed, very complacent, because we are blessed as our country, and, we don't have to. Like I lived in 8 different third world countries, and we are so blessed to have what we have here. I don't think they really fully realize, except for the ones that have traveled to these third world countries. I mean, just thinking going from Montgomery County to Harris County, in certain parts of the world, they have to have a passport to do that, just to go between county to county. They're not offered that opportunity or able to walk freely. So this is something that we're going to bring back to reality, and to try to educate not just the local law enforcement, but also the community, to help the law enforcement guys, if they see them in need, instead of standing there, they'll have the ability to help as well. Their hands won't be tied behind their back, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Well, and it's good for everybody to be aware of their surroundings, and whether they're law enforcement or not, because sometimes law enforcement can't get there fast enough, so you need to have a strategy of what you would do. Okay. So tell me a little bit about what's coming up next. You have this fundraiser. Is it a fundraiser or is it a tournament? November 5th?
That's going to be something different that AWAT's doing for us. It's new for me as well. You're more welcome to call the store at 281-659-2800 and get more information on that. I apologize for coming unprepared for that, but that part is very new to us.
But it's November 5th.
November 5th. Yes, ma'am.
And it's called Life for Valor Shoot?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So would this be an opportunity that, let's say, a nonprofit or the chamber or somebody wanted to come out there and do some kind of a shootout tournament kind of thing?
Absolutely. We do things for that all the time. We actually invited the Boy Scouts out for our grand opening to sell cookies and different things. We love to help. We're actually, believe it or not, just last week we actually just had some belt-fed, fully automatic pellet rifles come in for the kids. We're going to do you'd say a pellet 22 caliber rated range for the kids, so we can start teaching them the basics of firearm safety and hunting.
Very good. Okay. Well, we're going to take another little break, and we will be back to find out a little bit more that we haven't spoken about with Jack at Trinity Armory. I'm Margie Taylor with EMC News, and we'll catch you just right back.
Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's community radio station, and we are looking for talk show hosts and volunteer DJs for our music shows. Are you interested in having your own talk show on Lone Star, or have you always wanted to live out your dreams of being a music DJ? With the addition of Conroe's FM 104.5 and 106.1 and video aspects of our talk shows, we are needing people to grow with us. If you or someone you know might be interested, please contact us online at irlonestar.com/contact us, or call the station at 936-647-5747 for more information.
Check out EMC News on Facebook. Like us to see more about coming shows and guests.
Hello, this is Margie Taylor, your host for EMC News, this Monday afternoon from downtown Conroe. We have a lot of exciting things coming out the rest of this month, and I hope you tune in and check us out on our Facebook page, EMC News, or you can go to the website, which is irlonestar.com/EMCN. We also have podcasts available on SoundCloud and YouTube, so you can listen all day long if you want to. A marathon of EMC News. So we are back here with Jack at Trinity Armory, and I wanted to talk a little bit about memberships. What is a membership, and what are the degrees of membership? And do you have to be a member to come out there?
No, you do not have to be a member. We are open to the public Monday through Saturday, 9 to 7, and Sundays, noon to 5. The memberships, we have 4 levels, not counting the law enforcement and first responders, but the bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. And you're more welcome to reach us at the Trinity Armory website, Inc.com, or find us on Facebook as well at Trinity Armory.
So the program that you have for law enforcement and first responders is like really low. It's almost like free that you offer them that facility. Yes, so that's really a pay it forward for the community.
Right, and that's what we want to do. We really want to push this train as you fight stuff because it don't just benefit the police officers. It really benefits the community more so than anything. And how they benefit from it is, for one, their guaranteed safety. I mean, it's at the beginning of this broadcast, we had talked about safety first, and that's one of my big deals, and what I preach there as well at the range is safety first, and be accountable for your actions. And one of the things we can teach is also not just a responsibility on the military and law enforcement side, but also the civilian, because everybody plays a part in this. It's not just one individual, and it's just one of those things that I've been blessed to be in a position to share with the public, and I plan on sharing everything that I know and pay it forward to these people who deserve what they pay for. And I want to offer them, I don't care if they spend $1 or $1,000 with me, I want to treat everybody the same. They are family with us if they come to us and see us, and you'll see our open floor plan. And over, up to, I've got to think over 1,300 firearms right now in stock at the current time. So, I mean, there's a great selection of not just firearms and weapons and optics and, and other devices and holsters. But, we also can give them a grand tour. We can show them the covered shooting range. So, this whole train as you fight deal, we can actually incorporate it day or night, and we can push the very things that need to be pushed, and that's safety. And we need to be safe with our actions and be accountable for where our rounds go after the bang. So I want to try to use that as a way to push safety. And the train as you fight is a very must. It's a very important thing, because in the heat of the moment, the last thing you're going to remember is nothing that you just talked about 5 minutes ago. The only thing you're going to remember is your training, and which you revert back to. And that's the very thing I want them to remember. And it's not just to save them or their buddy, their comrade, their battle buddies, but also their family, their kids that are at home, who are, wondering when they're going to come home. So I'd like to offer them the best that I can possibly offer, and that's to take that through experience, through knowledge and background, and incorporate it into something good, pay forward.
So, this Train As You Fight program, is this something that you would be interested in working with different civic organizations to bring that to them, or even come out to their facility, let's say Rotary or churches or, I don't know, schools or anything like that, for them to learn about this?
Absolutely, we can do that.
Have you done that yet, or is that still something?
We have not.
So you'd be open to that idea of somebody contacting you to come out and do a training or
that's
a
the very thing
engagement.
We're reaching out for today, is to get the word out, because so many people do not know we exist yet, as of yet.
Right.
And for the listeners that do not know where I'm coming from, I actually been working real hard. I went from a 15 by 30 building to over a 7,000 square foot floor space now, with amazing view, and the people that work for me are amazing. And if y'all get a chance to come out and see us, I'd love to show you the facility.
Well, one more thing. What is unique, very, very unique? You said something about a firearm that you have that people can use. Did you not?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And what we're referring to for the listeners, it's a Barrett M107 with a suppressor. If you never had a chance to shoot one of those, we're one of the few ranges that doesn't require a membership to shoot it. And our range is open to the public. It's also open to, if you own a Barrett 50 or any kind of Barrett Savage, I believe Armorlight makes one as well. Y'all are more welcome to come out and shoot it at our range safely and effectively. That's 300 yards right now. And we are looking forward to expanding to 500 yards here in the next couple of months. God forbid the weather stays good to us.
It's going to stay perfect for the next 2 months. I already put that in.
That's awesome.
So if somebody wants to contact you, they could go on Facebook under Trinity Armory. They could go to your website, which is trinityarmoryinc.com, or they could just call you or come in. And the phone number is 281-659-2800. Correct?
That's correct.
Well, terrific. So we're going to wrap up a little early today, and I wanted to let everybody know that the guests on the show next week, again, will be representatives from the Sam B. Crawford Masonic Lodge, who this is coordinated by Jerry Eiserhart, and we're going to hear from the Masons, the Motorcycle Club, the Shriners, and the Eastern Star. And they also have their first time ever open house, which is going to be Sunday, October 23rd from 2 to 6. So you can find out about all their divisions, and it's not just for men, and they help kids that are burned with the Shriners. They're a great group, and we look forward to hearing from them. We will also have Jeff and Lucille Hutton from We Clean For You, and they clean houses throughout the greater Montgomery County area and Kingwood, Cleveland possibly as well. And what is different is year-round, not just in October, but year-round, they offer free cleanings to any woman going through cancer treatments. So we hope you've enjoyed the show today. I'd love to hear from you. Contact me via Facebook at EMC News or by email at margie@taylorizedpr.com. Thank you for listening. And this half of the show is sponsored by our neighborhood vet, and they take care of the big animals or the small animals, and they make house calls. So thank you again, and we will hear back from you this later on this week. And again, check on EMC News on Facebook. Thank you. This is Margie Taylor from downtown Conroe.
Thanks for checking out this production on Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's radio station. For more information on this show and other shows on Lone Star, check us out online at irlonestar.com. If you're interested in sponsoring a program on Lone Star Community Radio and reaching the local audience of Montgomery County on FM, internet, and TV media, please call 936-647-5747 or contact us online at irlonestar.com. This recording is a Lone Star Community Radio production, produced by the show host and Dick Schisler of Lone Star Community Radio. Interested in volunteering as a music DJ or starting your own talk show? Contact Dick Schisler at dick@irlonestar.com or by phone at 936-647-5747.